Okay, in the Old Testament, you got some pretty crazy stories. You've got this guy Jephthah who says he's going to sacrifice his daughter. You have Noah sleeping with his daughters. I mean, that's just completely messed up. Then you have all these great guys who are kind of heroes in the Bible, even like King David, who's marrying multiple wives. And so I guess my question is, what's up with that? Why was it okay then, but it's not okay now?
Short answer, it wasn't okay then. It's certainly not okay now. So don't go and take another wife. I don't think Amy would appreciate that. And don't sacrifice your daughter. That's also bad. So I mean, it wasn't okay then. It's not okay now. And the issue is one of the basic principles of Bible interpretation is the idea that we need to distinguish between what is prescriptive in the Bible and what is descriptive. So prescriptive is, you need to do this. So thou shalt not kill. It's a command. Do that or don't do that is the case. I mean, prescriptive, it's commanded. This is what you're supposed to do. Descriptive, it just describes what happened. And if you look at your Bible, if you read through the Bible, there's a lot of crazy stuff in there. There's a lot of people doing lots of sinful things in the Bible. Well, you're not supposed to do all those things. I mean, you read the obvious example. In the Bible, people crucified Jesus. We're not supposed to go, oh, I'm supposed to crucify Jesus. No, I mean, it was descriptive. It described what happened. And one of the things that makes this difficult is the Bible doesn't always give God's take on what happened. So you see something in the Bible and you go, what? What is this? And it doesn't follow that up with, and God didn't like that. God thought that was sinful. I mean, it doesn't say that most of the time. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you do get God's feedback and bad thinking, but unfortunately you don't always get that. And so you get these stories and you're going, wow, these guys are men of God. He's called a friend of God. But he's got many wives. Well, how do you reconcile this? Well, the issue is we get this thinking in our mind of, well, godly men are really good people that do good things. And so all the godly men in the Bible are just supposed to be perfect. And therefore, when I look at the Bible, I'm supposed to see a bunch of perfect people. And like with the one with Jephthah, the guy that sacrifices his daughter, people go, how could God use that? How could God use that person? I mean, that's so awful. That's so wicked. How could God use that? The problem is that's the story of the gospel. The gospel isn't that God uses really good people. God uses people that really, really super duper love Him and never do anything wrong. That's not the gospel. The gospel is that God pursues and loves sinners. God uses people that mess up and do stupid, stupid stuff. Do wicked, wicked things. That's the story of the gospel. That you just see that over and over and over again in the Bible. That's one of the reasons why, I don't feel like a complete and total mess up all the time. It's because I just read the Bible and I go, wow, David, man after God's own heart, oof, man, he did some bad stuff. Abraham did some bad stuff. These are the most celebrated guys in the Bible. I mean, God doesn't use perfect people. That's not the story of the Bible. And so with a couple of these, you can look at them like with polygamy. There's some language where it seems like, well, did God give David some multiple wives? There's some language in 2 Samuel 12 that kind of sounds like that a little bit. But, I mean, all it's really talking about, it's really one of these Bible difficulties, and what it's really talking about is God gave David all of Saul's possessions, everything he had. And it's not even talking about God endorsing polygamy, because God never endorses polygamy in the entire Bible. You just see examples of it. So.
Yeah. It's interesting that when you read in the Bible, you see that God tells Israel when they get a king, because they're going to get to the land and they're going to cry out for a king. He knows it. He says, don't let them multiply wives, and don't let them multiply their riches, and don't let them multiply their chariots and their horses. And then you read guys like David and guys like Solomon who did just that. If they'd only obeyed the Bible, they would have probably ended up, in a lot better straits than that. So.